Arc Raiders was born from a simple idea at Embark Studios: make a game where survival feels earned, not guaranteed. Instead of power fantasies, the team focused on tension, heavy movement, loud choices, and a world that punishes mistakes. Every mechanic was built to keep players alert, not comfortable. That mindset shaped Arc Raiders into a game where stepping outside safety is always a risk. And that's the point. You're watching VG Factuals, and these are 10 uncommon facts about Arc Raiders. Number 10. Arc Raiders was originally announced as a co-op third-person shooter in 2021, but shifted fully into a PvPvE extraction format during development, after playtests showed PvE alone wouldn't sustain long-term engagement. The developers felt the added risk of other players created more memorable moments and stronger long-term replayability, especially when combined with the game's hostile environment. This pivot was publicly confirmed by Embark Studios during post-announcement interviews, where they emphasized that tension, unpredictability, and player-driven stories became clearer once PvP elements were introduced. The change fundamentally reshaped how progression, loot, and risk were designed. Number 9. The game features collectible rubber ducks scattered across the world that can be used as rare trade items or thrown as stealth distractions. One dedicated player amassed over 4,200 ducks, prompting developers to update the game so all collected ducks appear in player dens rather than being capped. Over time, the ducks evolved from a simple joke item into a recognizable part of the community's identity. They symbolize scavenging culture in Arc Raiders, where even trivial objects from the old world can hold value in unexpected ways. Number 8. Embark Studios originally wanted challenging, pattern-based boss fights inspired by Dark Souls and Monster Hunter. These encounters were meant to test teamwork and mastery through recognizable attack phases and high-risk mechanics. However, the plans were dropped because the ARC machine's dynamic AI made predictable boss patterns unreliable in live environments. Developers later explained that the emergent chaos of the machines better supported the game's themes, making encounters feel organic rather than staged or scripted. Number 7. Hidden in environmental clues, such as ruins, map names, and abandoned technology, are hints about the fall of civilization and humanity's retreat underground. Many of these details are never explained directly, leaving players to piece together the timeline themselves. This design rewards exploration and observation rather than relying on exposition. By letting lore exist quietly in the background, the game encourages curiosity without interrupting gameplay flow. Number 6. In the Cold Snap seasonal update, outdoor maps receive extreme snowfall that causes frostbite unless players find shelter. This mechanic forces squads to rethink routes, timing, and risk tolerance during raids, as lingering too long in open areas becomes dangerous. Environmental threats stack on top of enemy pressure, making survival decisions more complex. It also adds variety to repeat runs on familiar maps, preventing them from feeling static or solved. Number 5. Players can loot everyday objects like toasters, alarm clocks, olives, and cat beds alongside weapons and materials. While humorous on the surface, these items serve crafting and trading purposes, sometimes holding surprising value depending on the economy and player needs. Choosing what to keep or discard becomes a meaningful decision under inventory limits. As a result, inventory management becomes a core part of the tension rather than a passive system players ignore. Number 4. Early versions of the game required players to complete a full expedition just to reset their skill trees. Community feedback described this approach as punishing and discouraging experimentation, especially for newer players still learning builds. In response, Embark later introduced partial skill resets, allowing players to adjust individual points. This change encouraged flexibility and reduced fear of long-term mistakes. Number 3. At launch, duo players were often matched against full squads, creating an uneven and sometimes frustrating experience. Smaller teams struggled to compete against coordinated trios with greater firepower and coverage. After sustained community feedback, Embark implemented prioritized duo matchmaking to improve balance. This change significantly improved fairness and retention for players who preferred running with one partner rather than full squads. Number 2. According to Embark's art director, the studio wants to support Arc Raiders for a decade or longer. Rather than treating it as a short-term live service, the team views the game as a long-running platform that can evolve alongside its community. Updates are planned as long as the player base remains active and engaged. This mindset influences how systems, progression, and content pacing are designed from the ground up. And finally, number 1. ARC enemies are intentionally lethal and unpredictable to reinforce the idea that humanity no longer dominates the surface. Their behavior is designed to punish careless play, poor positioning, and overconfidence rather than relying on artificial difficulty scaling. Machines may interrupt fights, chase players unexpectedly, or force sudden retreats. This philosophy ensures that even routine raids feel tense, reinforcing the game's survival-first identity. We hope these 10 facts helped you learn something new about Arc Raiders. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.